Imvura niyo kudutembana.
He was born normal and lived a normal life. One day, after doing some jogging, both legs and arms froze and doctors had to cut them off. That was the beginning of a limbless life. After losing both limbs, the wife left him in the hospital and went and never came back. Yet they had produced 7 children together. But thank God, he saw a beautiful lady later who came and took care of him. Meet our friend without names. It's called Theodomir. He lives in the eastern side. He is married and has 7 old children. Here he lives with his wife and grandchildren. He says he was not born this way because he was born with both arms and legs functioning properly. He tells us more of his life and how he lost both legs and arms.
Nitwa Barisigara Theodomir. Ubundi nari muzima, nari umuntu ushinzwe umutekano muri akagari.
I was a normal person with both limbs. I was a security officer, and in November 2008, me and my comrades were having some jogging. I covered a distance of 5 kilometers running, then came back home. Reaching home, I had to have a shower. After water reached my body, both arms and legs froze. They became stiff as trees completely. I then hurried to the nearby hospital, hence being transferred to another hospital. Reaching there, doctors took some baby steps in treating me, and deep inside me I was feeling a lot of pain. My urine had turned to blood, and I was feeling something burning inside me. The pain could go on increasing. Seeing those doctors acting so lazy, I decided to escape that hospital and find myself another hospital with serious doctors. I went to another hospital and they had good customer care compared to where I was. They treated me and I spent there 2 weeks. Legs and arms started becoming stiffer and they looked as if they were metals. As people kept on visiting me, they could say that I look as if I was poisoned. This brought perplexity between me and the caretaker. We decided to go for traditional doctors. We went and spent a month and a week, but their conclusion was that I was sick, not poisoned. As I kept wasting time between those and not coming back to the hospital, the condition kept on becoming worse. The caretaker was my wife. She delayed my treatment and kept on insisting that I was poisoned. She's the one who took me from hospitals to meet those traditional doctors. For me, I wanted the hospital, but she was the one to decide. After seeing that it was not working, she decided to bring me back home. And I started rotting. Legs started bursting. The wife was so stubborn that she could not listen to anyone's advice. Then I called people whom we worked together and they helped me going back to the hospital. That day, I was taken to an operation theater and legs were removed. The next day, arms were also rotting and they had to be removed. As I was still in the hospital getting treatment, my wife, who was the caretaker at the hospital, slowly by slowly packed her things and left. After seeing how I had lost both arms and legs, she left without even telling anyone. She left when we had 7 children. My mind would not process why someone would just leave his husband, yet they produced 7 children together. Other patients and their caretakers knew that my wife had left. They gathered early in the morning and prayed, asking God to help me. They wondered what would happen next. I was still sick. And at the same time, my limbs had been cut, and I was wondering, asking myself how my wife would go. Yet this is when I needed her the most. My mind would not process why someone would leave the husband suffering like this and go away. In the meantime, I saw a good Samaritan coming to me and could help me washing my body. He tried everything he could, helping me while I was at the hospital, yet he did not know me. He did this because of a good heart, and I realized humanity still exists. It was becoming so tough with no food. Some people would bring me food and sometimes not. And finally I was told it's time to go home. But I had no money, and paying was another puzzle I had to complete. I was asking myself how and who would pay this bill. Then a lady came to the hospital. I knew all what happened to me, then decided to cover the hospital bill. To cut the story short, that's how I lost both legs and arms. After coming back here, I spent 4 years living alone, and all my children had grown up and got married. I had no one to live and help me here. This lady here was born in this village, and we've known each other since long time ago. After seeing I would not survive this life alone, I approached her. We now live together as a wife and a husband. We have now spent 3 years together. This man says that after he lost all his limbs, life became tougher, but says as long as the head functions very well, he had to think of any possible way which can help him survive. And he is now selling sugar canes in this area so as to provide for his family. He believes he can do any business. He doesn't earn a lot from these sugar canes, but says he cannot just stay at home. He cannot even go to the streets to beg, yet the head functions.
Nyatwa uwemayirane yego yewe nyine akimara kubimbwira nabanje kubyakira nabi nkavuga nubuse nabana n'umuntu utagira amaguru n'amaboko niwape ntago byavamo.
He came here and proposed me. I could not picture myself living with someone without limbs before, but he came to me and kept on pushing, so later I said yes. And we ended up living together. As you see, he's disabled. I'm the one who has to work hard and harder to provide. That's why I came here. I came here to be by his side and help him in whatever he cannot manage.
Gutembera kugira ngo ngere mu miryango ibintu bigoranye. Nk'ubu imiryango yacu iri mu majyaruguru ahanini. Ariko baramusabagize nk'ibibazo bakamenyesha simfite uko nagerayo.
As I said earlier, I have a head functioning very well. I have so many projects that I can do when given capital. I need capital to invest in business, but a wheelchair is needed the most so as to ease my movement. You can help this man to get a wheelchair by clicking on the GoFundMe link found in the description and pinned in top comments. Having hope gives you the courage to think that things would get better with time, despite the odds being not in your favor. Hope is the only thing that keeps you moving forward. It gives you strength and ability to bounce back from whatever obstacle you are going through. Thank you for watching. I'm Elijah and this is Afrimax English. Remember to subscribe.